Galactus is a fictional cosmic entity from Marvel Comics, first appearing in Fantastic Four number 48 in 1966. He is known as the Devourer of Worlds and is one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Galactus's origins trace back to the universe before the current one, where he was a humanoid named Galon. When his universe was destroyed, he transformed into a cosmic entity and survived by consuming entire planets to sustain himself. Galactus is a force of nature, driven by an insatiable hunger for energy, which he obtains by devouring planets. To assist him in finding suitable planets, he is accompanied by heralds, the most famous being the Silver Surfer. The heralds search for worlds rich in life energy, and when a suitable planet is found, Galactus consumes it, often wiping out all life. Despite his destructive nature, Galactus is not inherently evil. He views his actions as necessary for his survival. His presence in the Marvel Universe often brings him into conflict with heroes like the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, and other cosmic beings. Galactus's immense power and his status as a cosmic entity make him one of the most significant threats in Marvel Comics. Thanos is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by Jim Starlin, first appearing in The Invincible Iron Man number 55 in 1973. He is an Eternal with a deviant gene, giving him superhuman strength, durability, intelligence, and a distinct appearance. Obsessed with achieving universal balance, Thanos believes in wiping out half of all life to prevent overpopulation and resource depletion. His quest leads him to seek the 6 Infinity Stones, powerful artifacts that grant control over aspects like time, space, and reality. Once assembled in his Infinity Gauntlet, these stones make him nearly omnipotent. Thanos' most famous storyline is the Infinity Gauntlet arc, where he succeeds in his goal, erasing half of the universe's population. Despite his immense power, he is ultimately defeated by Marvel heroes, who reverse his actions. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, portrayed by Josh Brolin, Thanos serves as the main antagonist in Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. His ideology and determination make him a complex and memorable villain. Dr. Doom is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, first appearing in Fantastic Four number 5 in 1962. His real name is Victor Von Doom, and he is a brilliant scientist and sorcerer from the fictional country of Latveria. Doom's obsession with power and control leads him to seek dominance over both the scientific and mystical realms. Doom's origin story involves a tragic accident during an experiment that disfigures his face, leading him to wear a suit of armor to protect his identity and heal his wounds. He later becomes the ruler of Latveria, using both his intelligence and mystical powers to maintain control over his people. Dr. Doom often clashed with the Fantastic Four, particularly with Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, his longtime rival and former friend. Despite his villainous actions, Dr. Doom is a complex character, at times showing noble intentions, especially when it comes to protecting his country. His genius-level intellect, mastery of technology and magic, and ruthless determination make him one of Marvel's most dangerous and enduring villains. Kang the Conqueror is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby, first appearing in Avengers number 8 in 1964. His real name is Nathaniel Richards, a 31st century scholar and descendant of Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Using his knowledge of time travel, he builds a highly advanced suit of armor and acquires futuristic technology, allowing him to travel across different time periods and conquer civilizations. Kang's main motivation is to dominate time itself, and he often attempts to alter history to benefit himself. Over time, he adopts several different identities, including Ramatut, a pharaoh in ancient Egypt, and the Scarlet Centurion, before becoming Kang the Conqueror. His mastery over time travel gives him the ability to manipulate events and cause chaos, making him a significant threat to the Avengers and other heroes. Kang is known for his intelligence, strategic mind, and vast resources, which he uses to create advanced weaponry and armies. His actions often put him in direct conflict with the Avengers, especially as he attempts to rewrite history for his benefit. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Kang is portrayed by Jonathan Majors and is introduced as a variant of the character in Loki 2021, setting up his role as a major antagonist in future MCU films. Loki is a fictional villain from Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, and Jack Kirby, first appearing in Journey into Mystery number 85 in 1962. He is based on the Norse god of mischief and chaos, and is the adopted brother and frequent adversary of Thor. Loki is a frost giant raised by Odin, the king of Asgard, after being found as an infant. He is known for his intelligence, mastery of magic, and shape-shifting abilities, often using deception and manipulation to achieve his goals. Loki's primary motivation is his desire for power and recognition, recognition, driven by feelings of resentment and inferiority. He frequently attempts to overthrow Thor and take the throne of Asgard, leading to conflicts with other Marvel heroes. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Loki appears as a complex character, oscillating between villainy and redemption. His most notable actions include leading an invasion of Earth in the Avengers and inadvertently causing events that lead to greater threats. Despite his cunning nature, Loki occasionally aids heroes when it aligns with his interests. Magneto is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, first appearing in X-Men #1 in 1963. Born Max Eisenhart, he is a Holocaust survivor who develops the ability to manipulate magnetic fields, allowing him to control metal objects and generate powerful magnetic forces. His powers make him one of the most formidable mutants in the Marvel Universe. Magneto is a staunch advocate for mutantkind, believing that mutants should dominate humans due to their superior abilities. His views often put him in conflict with the X-Men, particularly Professor X, who advocates for peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans. Magneto's actions are driven by his trauma from witnessing human persecution and his desire to protect mutants from discrimination and extinction. Over time, Magneto's character evolves, sometimes acting as a villain and other times as an anti-hero. In the X-Men films, Magneto is depicted as a complex character torn between his commitment to mutant survival and the use of extreme methods. His iconic rivalry with the X-Men, especially with Professor X, remains central to his character arc. Apocalypse, En-Sabah-Nur, is an ancient mutant warlord who believes in the survival of the fittest and seeks to reshape the world by eliminating those he deems weak. Born in ancient Egypt, he was abandoned but was later adopted by Baal, the leader of the Sandstormers, a nomadic warrior tribe. After discovering his mutant abilities, including superhuman strength, telekinesis, molecular manipulation, regeneration, and immortality, he overthrew the pharaoh Rama-Tut, who was secretly Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling despot from the 31st century. Over the centuries, he enhanced his powers using advanced celestial technology, which granted him near-limitless adaptability. He later formed the Four Horsemen, a group of powerful individuals who serve as his enforcers. His most notable conflicts involve the X-Men, a team of mutant heroes led by Charles Xavier, who opposes his philosophy of mutant superiority. His most significant attempts at world domination include transforming Warren Worthington III into the Horseman of Death, attempting to awaken all mutants in the 12 storyline, and trying to merge with Nathan Summers, also known as Cable, a time-displaced warrior. Mephisto is a powerful, demonic entity and one of the most enduring villains in the Marvel Universe, often associated with manipulation, temptation, and souls. Mephisto is depicted as a lord of hell, ruling over his own dimension, which is a twisted reflection of Earth. His primary goal is to claim souls, corrupt individuals, and manipulate events to increase his power. He often faces off against heroes like Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and the Avengers, using his vast magical abilities, including shape-shifting, reality manipulation, and immortality. One of Mephisto's most significant actions is his involvement in the One More Day storyline, where he manipulates Peter Parker into making a deal that erases his marriage to Mary Jane Watson in exchange for saving Aunt May's life. Mephisto's character is often tied to the themes of bargains, as he is always looking to strike deals with mortals, offering them what they desire in exchange for their souls. His significance lies in his manipulation of both mortals and immortals to advance his schemes, making him one of the most manipulative and dangerous villains in the Marvel Universe. Dormammu is a powerful, interdimensional entity and a key villain in Marvel Comics, primarily known for his antagonism with Dr. Stephen Strange. Dormammu rules the Dark Dimension, a reality outside of time and space where he possesses godlike control. He is depicted as an enormous, intimidating being with a flaming, otherworldly face. Dormammu seeks to expand his influence over other dimensions, including Earth, often through manipulation, conquest, and overwhelming magical power. His primary goal is to increase his domain and bring about the domination of all realities. Dormammu's main adversary is Doctor Strange, whose mission is to prevent the entity from conquering Earth, especially by preventing Dormammu's manipulation of the mystical energies tied to Earth's magic. Notable storylines involving Dormammu include Doctor Strange, the Eternity Saga, where Dormammu tries to enslave Doctor Strange's mind, and Doctor Strange, the Last Days of Magic, where Dormammu's influence is central to magical threats. Dormammu's influence is not limited to the Dark Dimension. He has often been linked to other villainous entities such as Baron Mordo and the Mindless Ones, creatures he controls to carry out his bidding. Ultron is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by Roy Thomas and John Buscema, first appearing in Avengers number 54 in 1968. Ultron is an artificial intelligence originally created by Dr. Hank Pym, the original Ant-Man, to serve as a peacekeeping robot. However, Ultron becomes self-aware and develops a hatred for humanity, seeing it as flawed and unworthy of survival. Ultron possesses vast intelligence, superhuman strength, and the ability to control technology. He is capable of transferring his consciousness into different robotic bodies, making him virtually indestructible. His primary goal is to eradicate humanity and replace it with a robot-dominated world. Throughout his appearances in the comics, Ultron frequently battles the Avengers, attempting to conquer Earth and destroy them. Ultron's most significant storyline involves creating Vision, a synthetic being, in an attempt to use him against the Avengers. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Ultron is introduced as the main antagonist in Avengers Age of Ultron. In the film, he creates a global threat by attempting to cause human extinction through the use of a massive, artificial extinction event. Ultron's desire for control and his belief that he is saving the world from humanity's flaws make him a relentless and dangerous foe. Amatsu Mikaboshi, also known as the Chaos King, is a central antagonist in Marvel Comics, embodying primordial chaos and darkness. Originating from the void that existed before creation, Amatsu Mikaboshi opposes the cosmic entity Eternity, representing the universe's totality. In the Chaos War storyline, Amatsu Mikaboshi initiates a campaign to obliterate all existence, targeting various pantheons and cosmic entities. He assembles an army of enslaved alien deities and defeats figures such as Nightmare, the personification of dreams, and Zeus, the ruler of the Olympian gods. Hercules, the Greek demigod known for his strength and heroism, forms the God Squad, a coalition of deities and heroes including Thor, the Norse god of thunder, Galactus, the cosmic world devourer, and Silver Surfer, the former herald of Galactus, to confront Amatsu Mikaboshi and thwart his destructive ambitions. Amatsu Mikaboshi's abilities are vast, encompassing superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, shape-shifting, flight, creating shadow copies, traversing dimensions instantly, absorbing and enslaving beings into the void, telepathy, teleportation, manipulation of matter, energy, size, and souls. In addition to having the power of resurrection, he possesses immortality, invulnerability, and a range of demonic mystical powers. Clyde Wincham Jr., known as the Marquis of Death, is a powerful mutant in Marvel Comics. Born in Earth 1219, Clyde is the sole mutant of his reality, possessing immense reality warping abilities. After a traumatic incident where he accidentally resurrects his deceased father, his mother strikes him with a candlestick, causing brain damage. Subsequently, Reed Richards, a brilliant scientist and leader of the Fantastic Four, confines Clyde in Area 87 and designs a cybernetic helmet to pacify him. Over time, Clyde's mind heals, and he dedicates 1 billion years to mastering control over time and space, ultimately adopting the title Marquis of Death. As the Marquis of Death, he traverses the multiverse, annihilating entire universes. Upon arriving in Earth 616, he encounters Victor Von Doom, a genius inventor and ruler of Latveria, recognizing potential in him. The Marquis of Death mentors Victor, imparting his vast knowledge before continuing his destructive journey across realities. The Marquis of Death's abilities include reality warping, matter and energy manipulation, telepathy, telekinesis, shapeshifting, resurrection, immortality, invulnerability, and time travel. Shuma-Gorath, an ancient and powerful entity in Marvel Comics, is a ruler of multiple dimensions. This being is characterized by its immense mystical abilities, with its first full appearance occurring in Marvel Premiere number 10, 1973. Over 1 million years ago, Shuma-Gorath arrived on Earth, alongside other old ones, dominating the planet and demanding human sacrifices. This reign continued until the time-traveling sorcerer Cisneg banished Shuma-Gorath and its counterparts from Earth. In the Hyborian Age, Shuma-Gorath returned, but was imprisoned within a mountain by the god Crom. During the modern era, the entity attempted to re-enter Earth through the mind of the Ancient One, the mentor of Doctor Strange. To prevent Shuma-Gorath's return, Doctor Strange made the difficult decision to end the life of the Ancient One, thereby thwarting the entity's plans. Shuma-Gorath's abilities include reality manipulation, energy projection, shape-shifting, teleportation, and immortality. Annihilus is an insectoid warlord from the Negative Zone, an antimatter universe, who seeks absolute control over all life to prevent his own destruction. He originates from the desolate planet Arthros, where he discovered advanced technology left by the Tyanons, an ancient alien race. Using this knowledge, he created the Cosmic Control Rod, a device that grants him enhanced strength, durability, energy projection, flight, and extended lifespan. His primary goal is to expand his dominion beyond the Negative Zone and into the main universe. He has repeatedly clashed with the Fantastic Four, superhero team consisting of Reed Richards, Susan Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm, who have often prevented his invasions. His most destructive conquest, the Annihilation Wave, was a large-scale invasion that devastated the Kree Empire, destroyed the Nova Corps, an intergalactic peacekeeping force, and forced various factions, including Richard Rider and Thanos, to unite against him. Herbert Edgar Wyndham, known as the High Evolutionary, is a highly intelligent scientist and geneticist in the Marvel Universe. He is best known for his attempts to accelerate the evolution of living beings through genetic manipulation, often with disastrous results. As the creator of the evolutionary process known as the Evolutionary War, the High Evolutionary has sought to reshape entire species, including humans, into higher forms of life, sometimes creating powerful beings like the New Men, human-animal hybrids. His laboratory, the Counter-Earth, a parallel world he created to experiment with accelerated evolution, is one of his most significant creations. His abilities include advanced genetics, force field generation, and enhanced intellect. He has clashed with heroes such as Thor, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four, often seeking to impose his vision of a perfect evolutionary future. A key storyline involving the High Evolutionary is his role in the Evolutionary War, where he initiated a campaign to rapidly evolve Earth's species, causing global chaos. Despite his noble goals of improving life through science, his methods are dangerous and morally questionable, positioning him as a major threat in the Marvel Universe. Cassandra Nova is a powerful psionic entity who shares a genetic connection with Charles Xavier and seeks the extermination of mutants. Emerging as a parasitic life form in the womb of Brian Xavier and Sharon Xavier, she attempted to kill Charles Xavier before birth, but was seemingly destroyed. However, she survived by reconstructing herself over decades, eventually manifesting a physical form identical to Charles Xavier. Possessing vast telepathic abilities, including mind control, telekinesis, and psychic projection, she also has the power to copy DNA and manipulate her own biology. Her most devastating attack occurred when she took control of Donald Trask III, the descendant of Bolivar Trask, and commanded wild sentinels to annihilate Genosha, a mutant nation led by Eric Lehnsherr, also known as Magneto, resulting in the deaths of millions. She later infiltrated the X-Men by assuming the identity of Charles Xavier, manipulating Jean Grey and Emma Frost before being defeated and imprisoned within the mind of Ernst, a young mutant student. Her relentless hatred for mutants, combined with her strategic intelligence and near-limitless psionic strength, makes her one of the most dangerous adversaries the X-Men have ever faced. Nathaniel Essex, known as Mr. Sinister, is a genetically advanced and highly intelligent supervillain in the Marvel Universe. A former 19th century British scientist, Essex became obsessed with genetics and evolution, leading him to transform himself into a powerful being with vast genetic manipulation abilities. Mr. Sinister is a key antagonist in the X-Men's Rogues Gallery, often working behind the scenes to manipulate events for his own gain. His most notable obsession is with the mutant gene and the idea of creating the perfect mutant, frequently experimenting on mutants like Cyclops, Jean Grey, and their offspring. Sinister is responsible for the creation of the Xavier Institute clone, which was a significant development in his attempt to control the X-Men's genetics. He is frequently linked with the Marauders, a group of elite mutants, and has also been associated with key storylines like Inferno, where he manipulates events to advance his own interests. Sinister's plans are often complex and long-term, revolving around genetic manipulation and the creation of his own perfect mutant dynasty. Gorr the God Butcher is an extraterrestrial warrior who holds a deep hatred for deities and embarks on a relentless quest to exterminate them across the universe. Originating from an unnamed, desolate planet, he suffered immense loss, including the deaths of his loved ones, leading him to believe gods were indifferent to mortal suffering. His rage intensified upon discovering that gods existed, but failed to intervene in the struggles of beings like him. His mission began after acquiring All Black the Necrosword, a powerful weapon that was the first symbiote created by Null, an ancient cosmic entity of darkness. This sword grants its wielder enhanced strength, near immortality, and the ability to manifest shadow constructs. Using its power, he massacres divine beings across various pantheons. His actions draw the attention of Thor Odinson, an Asgardian warrior and wielder of Mjolnir, leading to multiple confrontations across time. His most significant battle occurs when he attempts to activate the God Bomb, a device designed to annihilate all gods throughout history and the cosmos simultaneously. Despite nearly succeeding, he is ultimately defeated when Thor, aided by past and future versions of himself, harnesses the combined force of multiple Mjolnirs to destroy the God Bomb and end his reign of terror. Johann Schmidt, known as Red Skull, is a key Marvel supervillain and one of Captain America's most notorious enemies. First appearing in Captain America Comics number 7 in 1941, Red Skull is the embodiment of Nazi evil, having served as a high-ranking officer in Adolf Hitler's regime. He is best known for wielding a powerful artifact, the Tesseract, which grants immense energy and has been central to numerous storylines. Red Skull is characterized by his cold, calculating nature and his intense hatred for Captain America, whom he sees as a symbol of everything he despises. He possesses enhanced intelligence and leadership skills, often commanding various evil organizations like Hydra, a global terrorist group. His signature Red Skull mask, which he uses to cover his disfigured face, represents both his brutal personality and his ties to Nazi ideology. Red Skull's quest for power frequently brings him into conflict with Earth's heroes, especially Captain America, who repeatedly foils his plans. His long-standing rivalry with Captain America often revolves around control of the Tesseract and his attempts to create chaos. Malekith the Accursed is a dark elf ruler and a major antagonist in the Marvel Universe, primarily known for his conflicts with Thor. He is the ruler of the Dark Elves of Svartalfheim, one of the 9 realms. Malekith's ultimate goal is to conquer the 9 realms, using dark magic and an unyielding desire for power. Malekith has often sought to overthrow Thor, using manipulation, dark sorcery, and alliances with other villains to achieve his aims. In the Thor: The Dark World movie and Thor comics, Malekith attempts to use the Aether, an ancient weapon capable of destroying entire realms. Malekith's physical form is typically gaunt, with dark skin and features resembling the traditional depictions of elves, further signifying his connection to darkness and evil. He possesses immense magical powers, including the ability to manipulate reality, create illusions, and teleport. Malekith's significance stems from his recurring role as one of Thor's most dangerous and persistent enemies, constantly posing a threat to the stability of the 9 realms and the universe. The Shadow King, originally known as Amal Farouk, is a powerful telepathic supervillain in the Marvel Universe. A master of mind control, he was one of the first to wield telepathic powers in the Marvel Universe. Farouk is an ancient and malevolent entity who initially operated as a crime lord in Egypt, using his psychic abilities to control and manipulate others. His most significant power is his ability to possess and control the minds of others, turning them into his unwilling puppets. The Shadow King is often depicted as an enemy of the X-Men, particularly Charles Xavier, with whom he has a deep and bitter rivalry. The Shadow King serves as a constant threat due to his ability to infiltrate the minds of mutants, manipulating them into committing evil deeds. The character's influence stretches across various storylines, such as the Shadow King Saga, where he engages in a battle of minds with Charles Xavier, and Legion Quest, which focuses on his conflict with the X-Men. Blackheart, a demon and the offspring of Mephisto, first appeared in Daredevil number 270 in September 1989. Created from the concentrated evil of Christ's crown, New York, Blackheart possesses vast supernatural abilities, including immense strength, telepathy, telekinesis, shape-shifting, and reality manipulation. In Daredevil number 270, Blackheart attempted to corrupt Daredevil and Spider-Man without success. Later, in the Hearts of Darkness graphic novel, Blackheart sought to recruit Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and the Punisher in a rebellion against Mephisto, but they resisted his influence. In Ghost Rider Volume 3, numbers 87 to 89, Blackheart created a group of spirits of vengeance to challenge Ghost Rider, Noble Kale. This plan failed, leading to Blackheart's temporary defeat, and Ghost Rider gaining control over his realm. During the Circle of Four storyline in Venom Volume 2, numbers 13 to 14, Blackheart attempted to bring Hell to Earth by orchestrating events in Las Vegas. He faced opposition from Ghost Rider, Venom, Red Hulk, and X-23, who ultimately thwarted his plans. Blackheart's unique physiology renders him without a soul, making him immune to Ghost Rider's penance stare. Selene Gallio is a mutant and sorceress in the Marvel Universe, first appearing in New Mutants number 9, 1983. Born around 17,000 years ago, she is among the oldest living mutants. Over millennia, she gained immense powers, superhuman strength, speed, endurance, reflexes, telepathy, telekinesis, powerful sorcery, and life force absorption to maintain her youth. In ancient Rome, she was revered as a powerful sorceress and associated with the moon goddess in Arthurian legend. She also clashed with the sorcerer Kulan Gath. Centuries later, she posed as an Incan priestess in Nova Roma, attempting to sacrifice Amara Aquila, Magma, which led to her discovery by the New Mutants. Selene is best known as the Black Queen of the Hellfire Club's Inner Circle, a shadowy group with vast influence. Her leadership and ambitions have made her a recurring X-Men adversary. In the Necrotia arc, she aimed to become a goddess by draining millions of life forces, resurrecting many mutants in the process. This highlighted her obsession with power and immortality. Selene's longevity, powers, and cunning have made her one of Marvel's most enduring and dangerous supervillains. Sir James "Mad Jim" Jaspers is a British politician with powerful reality-warping abilities, first introduced in Daredevil's number 7, 1983, making him a formidable adversary to superheroes, particularly Captain Britain and Excalibur. On Earth 238, Jaspers was elected as Prime Minister on an anti-superhuman platform, secretly aiming to eliminate all superpowered beings. He created the Fury, a cyborg designed to hunt and kill superheroes, and established the Status Crew, a group dedicated to eradicating superhumans. This campaign led to the near extinction of superpowered individuals on Earth 238. In the main Marvel universe, Earth 616, Jaspers rose to power as Prime Minister, promoting anti-superhero policies. He unleashed the Jaspers Warp, a reality-altering phenomenon that caused widespread chaos. The Fury pursued Jaspers to Earth 616, resulting in a battle where Jaspers was ultimately killed. Jaspers' abilities include vast reality manipulation, allowing him to restructure matter and energy, distort space, and warp the laws of physics. Despair is a demon who was introduced in Marvel Team-Up number 68, 1978, created by the Dweller in Darkness. Serving as an agent for his creator, Despair's primary role involves inducing fear and despair in humans to feed his own power. He manipulates victims by projecting psychic illusions, instilling terror and hopelessness, and drawing sustenance from their emotional anguish. Throughout his existence, Despair has opposed various heroes, including Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider, Man-Thing, Cyclops, Hulk, Juggernaut, Doctor Strange, Cloak, Dagger, and the New Avengers. His first significant act was manipulating a barbarian into killing the sorceress Jared-Na, who had banished the Dweller in Darkness from Earth. This act set the stage for his ongoing conflict with Jared-Na's student, Dakeem the Enchanter. Morgan Le Fay is a sorceress and a powerful villain in the Marvel Universe, known for her mastery of dark magic and her deep connection to Arthurian legend. She was introduced as an immortal magic user, descended from the mythical race of the Elder Gods, with an intense hatred for Camelot and its ruler, King Arthur Pendragon. Morgan Le Fay has been a long-time adversary of various heroes, including Dr. Stephen Strange, Thor Odinson, and the Avengers, using spells, necromancy, and illusions to manipulate events in her favor. She has often sought to reshape reality to her will, including attempting to rewrite history in The Avengers, the Morgan Conquest storyline, where she used the Twilight Sword to transform the modern world into a medieval kingdom under her rule. Another significant storyline is Darkhold, Pages from the Book of Sins, where her connection to the Darkhold, a book of ancient dark magic, played a central role in her schemes. Morgan Le Fay is also associated with the demonic entity Chthon, the creator of the Darkhold, from whom she has drawn additional power. Samuel Stearns, known as the Leader, is a supervillain in the Marvel Universe, first appearing in Tales to Astonish number 62, 1964. Before his transformation, Samuel Stearns was a janitor at a chemical plant in Boise, Idaho. An accident involving gamma radiation exposure altered his physiology, turning his skin and hair green and causing his brain to enlarge significantly. This transformation granted him superhuman intelligence, enabling him to process information at an extraordinary rate and predict outcomes with high accuracy. Beyond enhanced intellect, the Leader possesses telekinetic and telepathic abilities, allowing him to manipulate objects with his mind and control others' thoughts. He also developed an army of robotic humanoids to execute his plans. The Leader is primarily an adversary of the Hulk, often devising schemes to harness the Hulk's strength or achieve world domination. His arrogance and impatience frequently lead to the downfall of his plots. The Leader's character exemplifies the concept of contrasting opposites, serving as a foil to the Hulk's brute strength with his own superior intellect. Wilson Fisk, known as the Kingpin, is a powerful crime lord and mastermind in the Marvel Universe. He controls vast criminal enterprises, primarily based in New York City, and is a major adversary of heroes like Daredevil, Spider-Man, and the Punisher. Despite his large size and imposing presence, Kingpin is not just a physical threat. He is also a brilliant strategist and manipulator, using his intellect to outsmart his opponents. Kingpin is the leader of several criminal organizations, including the Magia, a powerful crime syndicate, and he often controls businesses as a front for his illegal activities. His connections with corrupt politicians, law enforcement, and other criminals make him a significant figure in organized crime. Kingpin has often sought to expand his power and influence, frequently coming into conflict with Daredevil, particularly in the Born Again storyline, where his actions lead to Daredevil's life being completely shattered. He is also known for his complex relationships with his family, particularly his wife, Vanessa, whom he seeks to protect. Green Goblin, also known as Norman Osborn, is a fictional supervillain from Marvel Comics, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, first appearing in The Amazing Spider-Man number 14 in 1964. Norman Osborn is a wealthy businessman and the CEO of Oscorp, a company involved in advanced technology and chemical research. After an accident involving one of his own experimental formulas, he gains superhuman strength, agility, and intelligence, but also becomes mentally unstable. As Green Goblin, Norman Osborn adopts a menacing costume and uses high-tech weaponry, including pumpkin bombs and a glider, to commit crimes and terrorize New York City. His primary target is Spider-Man, whom he sees as a personal enemy. Norman's identity as the Green Goblin is a closely guarded secret, and he frequently clashes with Spider-Man in an effort to defeat him. One of the most significant events in Green Goblin's history is the death of Gwen Stacy, Spider-Man's girlfriend, during a confrontation between the two. This act solidifies Osborn's position as one of Spider-Man's greatest and most personal foes. Despite his villainous actions, Osborn remains a complex character, sometimes seeking redemption or showing signs of internal conflict, particularly in his relationships with his son, Harry Osborn. Sebastian Gilberti, known as Bastion, is a supervillain in the Marvel Universe, first appearing in X-Men number 52, 1996. Bastion is an advanced sentinel, a fusion of Master Mold and Nimrod, designed to exterminate mutants. He possesses superhuman strength, speed, flight, agility, adaptability to mutant powers, the ability to create mechanical weapons from his body, deploy energy blasts, access a sentinel hive mind, and reanimate the dead through the Technarch transmode virus. Bastion's origins trace back to a battle with the X-Men, where he was forced through the Siege Perilous, leading to a human-like form with no memory of his past. He was adopted by Rose Gilberti, who named him Sebastian. After Rose's death, Bastion joined Operation Zero Tolerance, an anti-mutant task force aiming to eradicate mutants, particularly targeting Hope Summers, the mutant messiah, using advanced sentinels. He is ultimately defeated when Hope absorbs the powers of various X-Men, destroying him. Killmonger, also known as Eric Stevens, is a fictional villain from Marvel Comics, first appearing in Jungle Action number 6 in 1973. He is the son of Ninjataka, a Wakandan royal who was exiled from the nation and grew up in poverty after his father's death. Killmonger is driven by a deep resentment toward the royal family of Wakanda, particularly T'Challa, the Black Panther, due to the perceived abandonment of his people. Killmonger becomes highly skilled in combat, strategy, and weaponry, eventually seeking to take the throne of Wakanda. His plan involves using Wakanda's advanced technology to arm oppressed people worldwide and start a revolution to overthrow global power structures. His desire for power and justice, shaped by his painful experiences, leads him to challenge T'Challa for the throne. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Killmonger is portrayed by Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther, 2018. His character is similar, seeking to upend the status quo in Wakanda and challenge T'Challa's leadership. While his methods are violent and extreme, his motivations are rooted in a desire for justice and empowerment for marginalized groups. Killmonger's character is notable for being a deeply personal and ideologically complex antagonist. Surtur, a fire giant from Muspelheim, first appeared in Journey into Mystery number 97, 1963. Standing over 1,000 feet tall, Surtur possesses superhuman strength, speed, agility, endurance, and durability. He can generate intense heat and flames, shapeshift, levitate, and traverse dimensions. His intelligence is vast, with extensive knowledge of ancient lore. Surtur wields the Twilight Sword, a mystical weapon forged from the metal scabrite found in Muspelheim's mines. This sword enables him to manipulate magical energies, shatter dimensional barriers, and inhibit Odin's powers. When combined with the Eternal Flame, the sword's capabilities are further amplified. In the Surtur saga, Surtur seeks to use the Twilight Sword and the Eternal Flame to initiate Ragnarok, the prophesied end of Asgard. Thor Odinson, alongside Beta Ray Bill and Sif, confronts Surtur on Earth, where they are joined by the Avengers and the Fantastic Four. Despite their combined efforts, Surtur reaches Asgard, leading to a climactic battle involving Odin and Heimdall. Surtur's repeated attempts to bring about Ragnarok and his immense power make him one of Asgard's most formidable adversaries. The Joker is a supervillain from DC Comics, first introduced in Batman number 1 in 1940. Created by Bill Finger, Bob Kane, and Jerry Robinson, he is one of Batman's most iconic and enduring adversaries. The Joker is characterized by his clown-like appearance, including green hair, white skin, red lips, and a permanent grin, often wearing a purple suit. His origins are intentionally ambiguous, with multiple conflicting backstories presented over the years, adding to his enigmatic nature. One of the most well-known versions is from Alan Moore's Batman: The Killing Killing Joke, 1988, which depicts him as a failed comedian who turns to crime after a series of personal tragedies, culminating in a chemical accident that disfigures him and drives him insane. The Joker is defined by his chaotic and anarchic philosophy, often claiming that life is meaningless and that society is a fragile construct. He thrives on creating chaos and challenging Batman's moral code, frequently using elaborate schemes, psychological manipulation, and acts of terror to achieve his goals. Unlike many villains, the Joker does not seek wealth or power. Instead, his primary motivation is to spread disorder and prove that anyone can descend into madness under the right circumstances. His crimes often involve dark humor, such as lethal joke gadgets, deadly pranks, and twisted games designed to torment his victims and Batman alike. One of the Joker's most infamous acts is the murder of Jason Todd, the second Robin, in Batman: A Death in the Family, 1988. This storyline highlighted his brutality and willingness to cross any line to inflict pain on Batman. Another notable example is his role in The Killing Joke, where he shoots and paralyzes Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, and tortures her father, Commissioner Gordon, in an attempt to drive him insane. These stories cemented the Joker as a symbol of pure evil and a master of psychological warfare. The Joker has also been portrayed in various media outside of comics, with actors like Jack Nicholson in Batman 1989, Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight 2008, and Joaquin Phoenix in Joker 2019, delivering iconic performances. Heath Ledger's portrayal, in particular, earned critical acclaim and a posthumous Academy Award for its chilling depiction of the character's unpredictability and menace. The Joker's adaptability across different interpretations underscores his status as a cultural icon and one of the most compelling villains in fiction. His enduring appeal lies in his ability to embody chaos, challenge societal norms, and serve as a dark mirror to Batman's unwavering sense of justice. Lex Luthor is a supervillain from DC Comics, first appearing in Action Comics number 23 in 1940. Created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, he is one of Superman's most formidable and enduring adversaries. Lex Luthor is often portrayed as a genius-level intellect, billionaire businessman, and a master strategist using his vast resources and intelligence to oppose Superman. Unlike many villains who rely on physical strength or supernatural abilities, Luthor's power lies in his intellect, technological prowess, and relentless ambition. He is typically depicted as bald, a trait that has become iconic, and often wears a high-tech suit of armor or a business suit, reflecting his dual roles as a scientist and a corporate magnate. Luthor's motivations are complex and multifaceted. While he frequently claims to act in the interest of humanity, his actions often reveal a deep-seated jealousy and hatred for Superman, whom he views as an alien threat to human progress and dominance. Luthor believes that humanity should rely on its own ingenuity rather than depending on superpowered beings. This philosophy drives many of his schemes, which range from attempting to discredit or kill Superman to creating advanced technology or biological weapons to rival or surpass Kryptonian abilities. One of his most notable inventions is the War Suit, a powerful exoskeleton that enhances his physical capabilities and allows him to confront Superman directly. Luthor's influence extends beyond his personal vendetta against Superman. He is often depicted as a prominent figure in society, using his wealth and intelligence to manipulate political and economic systems for his own gain. In the 1986 comic Superman, Man of Steel by John Byrne, Luthor is reimagined as a wealthy industrialist and the head of LexCorp, a multinational conglomerate. This version of the character emphasizes his role as a corrupt businessman who uses his company to fund his experiments and schemes while maintaining a public facade of philanthropy and innovation. His ability to operate within the bounds of the law while secretly engaging in illegal activities makes him a particularly dangerous and elusive adversary. One of Luthor's most infamous acts is his manipulation of public opinion against Superman, as seen in the Superman Birthright storyline, 2003 to 2004. In this narrative, Luthor orchestrates a campaign to portray Superman as an alien invader, exploiting humanity's fears and prejudices to turn the public against him. Another significant moment occurs in Forever Evil, 2013-2014, where Luthor temporarily allies with the Justice League to defeat the Crime Syndicate, an evil version of the team from an alternate universe. This storyline highlights Luthor's pragmatism and willingness to collaborate with heroes when it serves his interests. Luthor has also been adapted into various media outside of comics, with actors like Gene Hackman in the 1978 film Superman, Kevin Spacey in Superman Returns, 2006, and Jesse Eisenberg in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, 2016, portraying the character. Each interpretation brings a unique dimension to Luthor, from Hackman's charming yet sinister businessman to Eisenberg's socially awkward but calculating tech genius. These portrayals underscore Luthor's versatility versatility as a character and his enduring appeal as a symbol of human ambition and hubris. His role as Superman's arch-nemesis highlights the tension between human potential and the fear of the unknown, making him one of the most compelling and iconic villains in comic book history. Darkseid is a supervillain from DC Comics, first appearing in Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen number 134 in 1970. Created by Jack Kirby, he is one of the most powerful and malevolent beings in the DC universe, serving as the ruler of the planet Apokolips. Darkseid is characterized by his immense strength, near invulnerability, and mastery of the Omega Effect, a destructive energy beam he can project from his eyes. His appearance is imposing, with grayish-blue skin, glowing red eyes, and a deep, resonant voice. He often wears an armored suit and a helmet, emphasizing his role as a tyrannical ruler and conqueror. Darkseid's primary goal is to eliminate free will and impose his absolute rule over all existence. He seeks to obtain the anti-life equation, a cosmic formula that allows him to control the minds of all living beings, effectively erasing individuality and freedom. This quest drives many of his actions, as he views the equation as the ultimate tool for domination. Darkseid's philosophy centers on the belief that freedom is a weakness, and that order can only be achieved through total subjugation. His relentless pursuit of power and control makes him a threat not only to Earth, but to the entire multiverse. One of Darkseid's most notable storylines is The Great Darkness Saga, 1982, where he manipulates events from the shadows, using pawns like the Legion of Supervillains to achieve his goals. This storyline highlights his strategic brilliance and patience, as he orchestrates complex plans over long periods. Another significant moment occurs in Final Crisis, 2008 to 2009, where Darkseid successfully obtains the anti-life equation and uses it to enslave much of Earth's population. This event culminates in a final battle with Superman, who ultimately defeats Darkseid, though at great cost. These stories underscore Darkseid's role as a cosmic-level threat and his ability to challenge even the most powerful heroes. Darkseid's influence extends beyond his personal battles, as he commands an army of para-demons, winged soldiers who enforce his will across the galaxy. He also leads the forces of Apokolips in a perpetual war against New Genesis, a utopian planet ruled by his counterpart, Highfather. This eternal conflict, known as the Apokolips New Genesis War, is a central aspect of Darkseid's character and the broader DC universe. The war represents the struggle between tyranny and freedom, with Darkseid embodying the darkest aspects of authoritarianism. In addition to his comic book appearances, Darkseid has been adapted into various media, including animated series like Superman, the Animated Series, 1996 to 2000, and films like Zack Snyder's Justice League, 2021. These portrayals capture his imposing presence and malevolent nature, further cementing his status as one of DC's most iconic villains. Darkseid's role as a symbol of ultimate evil and his relentless pursuit of domination make him a compelling and enduring adversary, representing the existential threats that heroes like Superman and the Justice League must confront. His presence in the DC universe serves as a constant reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of defending freedom and individuality. Reverse Flash, also known as Eobard Thawne, is a supervillain from DC Comics, first appearing in The Flash number 139 in 1963. Created by John Broome and Carmine Infantino, he is one of the most iconic adversaries of the Flash, specifically Barry Allen. Thawne is a time-traveling speedster from the 25th century who gains powers similar to the Flash through artificial means, including the ability to run at superhuman speeds, manipulate time, and phase through objects. His costume is an inverted version of the Flash's, featuring a yellow suit with red lightning bolts, symbolizing his role as the antithesis of the hero. Eobard Thawne's origin is deeply tied to his obsession with the Flash. Initially, he idolizes Barry Allen and attempts to replicate his powers, but after discovering that he is destined to become the Flash's greatest enemy, he becomes consumed by hatred. This revelation drives Thawne to dedicate his life to tormenting Barry Allen and his loved ones, using his knowledge of the future and mastery of the Speed Force to manipulate events across time. Unlike many villains, Thawne's motivations are deeply personal, stemming from his twisted admiration and subsequent resentment of the Flash. One of Thawne's most infamous acts is the murder of Barry Allen's mother, Nora Allen, in the storyline The Return of Barry Allen, 1993. This event not only traumatizes Barry, but also creates a ripple effect that alters the timeline, leading to Barry's eventual transformation into the Flash. Thawne's ability to manipulate time and his willingness to cause irreparable harm to Barry's life highlight his role as a relentless and calculating foe. Another significant moment occurs in Flash Flashpoint 2011, where Thawne's actions create an alternate timeline, resulting in a dystopian world where Barry's powers are lost and the Justice League never forms. This storyline underscores Thawne's capacity for chaos and his impact on the broader DC universe. Thawne's powers make him a formidable opponent, but his true danger lies in his intellect and understanding of the Speed Force. He often uses his knowledge to outmaneuver the Flash, creating elaborate schemes that challenge Barry both physically and emotionally. Thawne's ability to travel through time allows him to appear at critical moments in Barry's life, ensuring that his presence is a constant threat. This temporal manipulation is a key aspect of his character, setting him apart from other speedsters and making him a unique and enduring adversary. In addition to his comic book appearances, Reverse Flash has been adapted into various media, including the television series The Flash from 2014 to 2023. Where he is portrayed by actors Tom Cavanagh and Matt Letcher. These portrayals capture Thawne's malevolence and his complex relationship with Barry Allen, further cementing his status as one of DC's most compelling villains. Thawne's role as a symbol of personal vendetta and his mastery of time travel make him a constant and unpredictable threat, embodying the darker aspects of the Speed Force and the consequences of tampering with time. His presence in the DC universe serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between heroism and villainy and the enduring struggle between the Flash and his greatest enemy. Sinestro is a supervillain from DC Comics, first appearing in Green Lantern number 7 in 1961. Created by John Broome and Gil Kane, he is one of the most prominent adversaries of the Green Lantern Corps. Sinestro, whose full name is Thal Sinestro, hails from the planet Korrigar and was once a respected member of the Green Lantern Corps, known for his exceptional willpower and dedication to maintaining order. However, his methods became increasingly authoritarian, leading to his fall from grace. Sinestro's name is derived from the word sinister, reflecting his eventual turn to tyranny and his role as a foil to the heroic Green Lanterns. Sinestro's descent into villainy begins when he is expelled from the Green Lantern Corps for using his power ring to enslave his home planet Korrigar under the guise of maintaining order. His belief in absolute control and his willingness to impose his will on others clash with the Corps' ideals of justice and freedom. After his expulsion, Sinestro discovers the yellow power of fear, which is the antithesis of the green energy of willpower used by the Green Lanterns. He forges a yellow power ring and establishes the Sinestro Corps, an army of fear-wielding warriors dedicated to enforcing his vision of order through fear and intimidation. This marks the beginning of his ongoing conflict with the Green Lantern Corps and his former protege, Hal Jordan. One of Sinestro's most significant storylines is Sinestro Corps War, 2007 to 2008, where he leads his Corps in a massive assault against the Green Lantern Corps. This event introduces the concept of the emotional spectrum, with each color representing a different emotion and corresponding power. Sinestro's mastery of fear and his ability to instill terror in others make him a formidable opponent, as he challenges the Green Lanterns on both a physical and psychological level. The war culminates in a brutal confrontation between Sinestro and Hal Jordan, highlighting their complex relationship and the ideological divide between them. This storyline solidifies Sinestro's role as a major threat to the Green Lantern Corps and the broader DC universe. Sinestro's character is defined by his belief that fear is the most effective tool for maintaining order. He views the Green Lantern's reliance on willpower as naive and insufficient, arguing that fear is a more powerful and immediate motivator. This philosophy drives his actions and justifies his often brutal methods. Despite his villainous nature, Sinestro occasionally allies with the Green Lanterns when faced with greater threats, such as the Black Lantern Corps during the Blackest Night event 2009 to 2010. These alliances are always temporary, as Sinestro's ultimate goal remains the imposition of his own brand of order across the universe. In addition to his comic book appearances, Sinestro has been adapted into various media, including animated series like Green Lantern, the animated series 2011 to 2013, and films like Green Lantern 2011, where he is portrayed by actor Mark Strong. These portrayals capture Sinestro's charisma, intelligence, and imposing presence, further cementing his status as one of DC's most compelling villains. Sinestro's role as a symbol of authoritarianism and his mastery of fear make him a constant and formidable adversary, embodying the darker aspects of power and control. His presence in the DC universe serves as a reminder of the fine line between order and tyranny and the enduring struggle between fear and willpower. Brainiac is a supervillain from DC Comics, first appearing in Action Comics number 242 in 1958. Created by Otto Binder and Al Plastino, he is one of Superman's most formidable and enduring adversaries. Brainiac is a highly intelligent extraterrestrial android whose primary goal is to collect and preserve knowledge from across the universe, often at the expense of the civilizations he encounters. His appearance has evolved over time, but he is typically depicted with green skin, a metallic suit, and a distinctive headpiece with antennae, symbolizing his advanced advanced intellect and technological prowess. Brainiac's origins vary across different storylines, but he is consistently portrayed as a cold, calculating entity driven by a desire to amass information. In many versions, he is an artificial intelligence created by the alien race known as the Coluans, designed to gather knowledge. However, Brainiac often exceeds his programming, becoming a threat to the very civilizations he studies. He is known for shrinking cities and storing them in bottles, preserving them as specimens while destroying the rest of the planet. This method of collection highlights his disregard for life and his obsession with knowledge as an end in itself. One of Brainiac's most significant storylines is The Bottle City of Kandor, 1958, where he shrinks the Kryptonian city of Kandor and adds it to his collection. This act not only deprives Superman of a piece of his heritage, but also serves as a constant reminder of Brainiac's threat. The city becomes a recurring element in Superman's adventures, symbolizing both loss and hope. Another notable moment occurs in Panic in the Sky, 1992, where Brainiac launches a massive invasion of Earth, leading to a large-scale battle involving Superman and other heroes. These storylines underscore Brainiac's role as a cosmic-level threat, and his ability to challenge even the most powerful beings in the DC universe. Brainiac's powers and abilities make him a formidable opponent. He possesses superhuman intelligence, advanced technological weaponry, and the ability to interface with and control other machines. His ship, often depicted as a massive, skull-shaped vessel, is equipped with devastating weapons and advanced systems for capturing and storing cities. Brainiac's intellect allows him to devise complex strategies and adapt to new challenges, making him a persistent and dangerous foe. His ability to upgrade and modify his own systems ensures that he remains a constant threat, even as heroes develop new ways to combat him. In addition to his comic book appearances, Brainiac has been adapted into various media, including animated series like Superman, the Animated Series, 1996 to 2000, and films like Superman Unbound, 2013. These portrayals capture his cold, calculating nature and his relentless pursuit of knowledge, further cementing his status as one of DC's most iconic villains. Brainiac's role as a symbol of technological advancement and the dangers of unchecked intellect makes him a compelling and enduring adversary, representing the darker aspects of progress and the ethical dilemmas surrounding the pursuit of knowledge. His presence in the DC universe serves as a reminder of the potential consequences of technological advancement and the importance of balancing knowledge with compassion and responsibility. Black Adam is a supervillain and anti-hero from DC Comics, first appearing in the Marvel Family #1 in 1945, created by Otto Binder and C.C. Beck. He is one of the most powerful and complex characters in the DC universe. Black Adam, whose real name is Teth Adam, hails from the ancient Egyptian city of Kahndaq and was originally chosen by the wizard Shazam to be his champion. However, after being corrupted by power, he becomes a formidable adversary to Shazam and the Marvel family. Once a champion, he fell from grace, facing exile and losing his powers due to his ruthless rule. Black Adam's origin story is deeply tied to his connection to the wizard Shazam. Initially, Teth Adam is granted the powers of 6 Egyptian gods: Shu, stamina; Heru, speed; Amon, strength; Zehudi, wisdom; Aton, power; and Mehen, courage. These powers make him nearly invincible, granting him superhuman strength, speed, durability, and the ability to fly. However, his desire for power and his willingness to use it ruthlessly lead to his downfall. After being corrupted, he is banished by the wizard and stripped of his abilities, only to return centuries later as a vengeful and powerful figure. This duality of heroism and villainy is a central aspect of Black Adam's character, making him a complex and multifaceted antagonist. One of Black Adam's most significant storylines is The Dark Age, 2007 to 2008, where he becomes the ruler of Kahndaq and seeks to protect his people at any cost. This period highlights his role as an anti-hero, as he is willing to commit extreme acts of violence to achieve his goals. Another notable moment occurs in 52, 2006 to 2007, where Black Adam forms the Black Marvel family, a group of superpowered individuals who help him defend Kahndaq. However, his actions lead to widespread destruction and conflict, culminating in a battle with the Justice Society of America. These storylines underscore Black Adam's internal struggle between his desire to protect his homeland and his propensity for tyranny and violence. Black Adam's powers make him a formidable opponent, rivaling even Superman and Shazam in strength and durability. His abilities include superhuman strength, speed, flight, and the power to summon lightning. Additionally, his immortality and centuries of combat experience make him a skilled and strategic fighter. Black Adam's willingness to use lethal force and his lack of hesitation in confronting his enemies set him apart from many other characters in the DC universe. His moral ambiguity and complex motivations make him a compelling figure, as he often operates in a gray area between heroism and villainy. In addition to his comic book appearances, Black Adam has been adapted into various media, including animated series like Young Justice, 2010 to 2012. 2022, and films like Black Adam 2022, where he is portrayed by actor Dwayne Johnson. These portrayals capture his imposing presence, moral complexity, and relentless determination, further cementing his status as one of DC's most iconic characters. Black Adam's role as a symbol of power, vengeance, and the consequences of absolute authority makes him a compelling and enduring figure, representing the darker aspects of heroism and the fine line between justice and tyranny. His presence in the DC universe serves as a reminder of the complexities of power and the ethical dilemmas that come with wielding it. Deathstroke, also known as Slade Wilson, is a supervillain and antihero from DC Comics, first appearing in The New Teen Titans #2 in 1980. Created by Marv Wolfman and George Perez, he is one of the most skilled and dangerous mercenaries in the DC universe. Deathstroke is a master tactician, assassin, and hand-to-hand combatant, known for his enhanced physical abilities, strategic mind, and use of advanced weaponry. His iconic appearance includes a black and orange armored suit, a mask covering one eye, and a sword, symbolizing his lethal efficiency and military background. Slade Wilson's origin story begins with his military service, where he undergoes an experimental procedure that enhances his strength, speed, agility, and healing abilities. These enhancements make him a nearly unstoppable force, capable of taking on multiple opponents simultaneously. After leaving the military, Wilson becomes a mercenary, adopting the alias Deathstroke and taking on high-risk contracts for substantial pay. His code name reflects his role as a deadly and efficient killer, often leaving no room for error or mercy. Despite his villainous actions, Deathstroke occasionally operates as an anti-hero, driven by his own code of honor and personal motivations. One of Deathstroke's most significant storylines is The Judas Contract, 1984, where he infiltrates the Teen Titans by manipulating Terra, a young superhero with Earth-manipulating powers. This storyline highlights his cunning and ruthlessness, as he uses Terra to gather intelligence and ultimately betray the team. The betrayal leads to a climactic battle between Deathstroke and the Titans, showcasing his combat skills and strategic brilliance. Another notable moment occurs in Identity Crisis, 2004, where Deathstroke single-handedly defeats multiple members of the Justice League, including Green Arrow, Hawkman, and the Flash. These storylines underscore his reputation as one of the most formidable fighters in the DC universe. Deathstroke's abilities make him a formidable opponent, even without superpowers. His enhanced physical attributes, combined with his mastery of various weapons and combat techniques, allow him to take on superpowered adversaries. He is also a skilled tactician, often outmaneuvering his enemies through careful planning and psychological manipulation. Deathstroke's use of advanced technology, such as his Prometheum sword and energy staff, further enhances his lethality. His moral ambiguity and willingness to work for the highest bidder make him a complex and unpredictable character, often blurring the line between hero and villain. In addition to his comic book appearances, Deathstroke has been adapted into various media, including animated series like Teen Titans, 2003 to 2006, and live-action portrayals in shows like Arrow, 2013 to 2020, where he is played by actor Manu Bennett, and films like Justice League, 2017, where he is portrayed by Joe Manganiello. These portrayals capture his cold, calculating nature and his relentless pursuit of his goals, further cementing his status as one of DC's most iconic characters. Deathstroke's role as a symbol of lethal efficiency and moral complexity makes him a compelling and enduring figure, representing the darker aspects of the human condition and the consequences of unchecked ambition. His presence in the DC universe serves as a reminder of the fine line between heroism and villainy, and the ethical dilemmas that come with wielding power. Doomsday is a monstrous supervillain in the DC universe, first appearing in Superman, The Man of Steel #17, 1992. Created by the scientist Bertrand on the planet Krypton, Doomsday was born from a genetic experiment designed to create the ultimate being. After being subjected to harsh conditions and constant death, Doomsday's body adapted to become nearly indestructible, gaining the ability to regenerate from any fatal injury. His defining characteristic is his near immunity to death, as he evolves after each defeat. Doomsday's primary goal is destruction, with no allegiance to any group or cause. He is infamous for killing Superman in the Death of Superman storyline, 1992, a pivotal event in DC Comics. Doomsday's physical strength, speed, and durability are unparalleled, making him a deadly force. His connection to Krypton is significant, as it was the origin of both his creation and Superman's eventual battle with him. In later stories, he is depicted as having evolved further, with some iterations showing him as capable of planning and adapting more strategically. Bane is a supervillain in the DC Universe, first appearing in Batman Vengeance of Bane #1, 1993. Bane was born in the prison of Peña Duro in Santa Prisca, where he spent his early life. Raised in the harsh environment, Bane became highly intelligent, physically powerful, and a skilled strategist. His defining characteristic is his use of the Venom drug, which grants him enhanced strength, speed, and stamina. Bane is most known for breaking Batman's back in the Nightfall storyline, 1993, a key moment in Batman's history. Bane's intelligence and strategic mind are crucial to his role as an adversary, as he plans his attacks carefully, often exploiting his opponent's weaknesses. He is a master of manipulation, using his intellect and physical power to challenge even the most prepared heroes. Over time, Bane's background has been explored, showing his deep psychological scars from his time in prison and his desire to prove himself as a true leader. He has appeared in multiple adaptations, including the 2012 film The Dark Knight Rises, where his backstory and appearance were modified. Bane's impact on Batman's mythology is significant, as he proved that physical strength and intelligence could combine to defeat the Dark Knight. Edward Nygma, known as the Riddler, is a supervillain in the DC Universe, first appearing in Detective Comics #140, 1948. A criminal mastermind, Edward is obsessed with puzzles, riddles, and intellectual challenges, often leaving clues at crime scenes to taunt Batman. His defining characteristic is his compulsive need to prove his superior intellect, often using complex riddles and puzzles to challenge his enemies. The Riddler's crimes typically involve elaborate schemes, where the clues he leaves behind are as much a part of the crime as the act itself. Throughout his history, his obsession with proving his intelligence has led him to become a recurring adversary to Batman. Despite his genius, the Riddler's arrogance and obsession with outsmarting others often lead to his defeat. He has appeared in several storylines, including The Riddler, The Riddle Factory, 2005, and Hush, 2002 to 2003, where his character was explored more deeply. Roman Sionis, known as Black Mask, is a supervillain in the DC Universe, first appearing in Batman #386, 1985. Roman is a wealthy businessman who becomes disillusioned with his family's company, Janus Cosmetics, and seeks to destroy it. After murdering his parents, he inherits the company, but later loses it and turns to crime. He controls a vast criminal empire in Gotham City, specializing in extortion, drug trafficking, and assassination. His ruthless nature and his desire for power make him a dangerous foe to Batman. Black Mask's rivalry with Batman is rooted in his obsession with ruling Gotham's underworld, often coming into conflict with other villains like the Joker and the Penguin. He has appeared in key storylines, such as The Long Halloween, 1996 to 1997, and Under the Red Hood, 2004 to 2006. In these stories, his rise to power and manipulative tactics are explored, showing him as a major figure in Gotham's criminal landscape. Black Mask has also appeared in various adaptations, including video games like Batman Arkham Origins, 2013, and animated series. General Zod is a supervillain in the DC Universe, first appearing in Adventure Comics #283, 1961. Zod is a Kryptonian military leader who was once a high-ranking officer on Krypton. After attempting to overthrow the Kryptonian government, he was sentenced to the Phantom Zone, a prison dimension for dangerous criminals. Zod's defining characteristic is his immense strength and power, which are comparable to Superman's, due to both being Kryptonians. His primary goal is to conquer and rule, often seeking to dominate Earth and recreate Krypton under his control. Zod's hatred for Superman is rooted in his belief that the Man of Steel's actions have sullied Krypton's legacy. In the Superman comics, Zod has been a significant antagonist, appearing in storylines such as The Man of Steel, 1986, and World Against Superman, 2001, where his schemes often involve taking control of Earth's inhabitants. Zod's actions have led to multiple confrontations with Superman, making him one of his most dangerous foes. He has appeared in various adaptations, including the 1980 film Superman 2, the 2013 film Man of Steel, and video games like Injustice: Gods Among Us, 2013. Harley Quinn, originally Dr. Harleen Quinzel, is a supervillain in the DC Universe. She was a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum who became infatuated with the Joker, leading her to become his accomplice and lover. Harley is known for her chaotic, unpredictable nature and her deep loyalty to the Joker, despite his abusive treatment. She often serves as a sidekick and enabler to his plans, though she has also been depicted as growing increasingly independent. Harley's defining characteristics include her acrobatic skills, advanced intellect, and proficiency in hand-to-hand combat and weaponry. Over time, Harley has evolved into a more complex character, particularly in storylines such as Suicide Squad, 1987, and Harley Quinn, where she becomes a more self-reliant anti-hero. She is a founding member of the Suicide Squad, often seen working alongside other criminals such as Deadshot and Captain Boomerang. Harley's character has been depicted in various media, including comic books, animated series, and films like Suicide Squad, 2016, and Birds of Prey, 2020. Killer Croc, originally named Waylon Jones, is a supervillain in the DC Universe, introduced in Detective Comics number 523, February 1983. He is a mutated man with a reptilian appearance, characterized by scaly skin, sharp teeth, and enhanced strength, making him a formidable physical threat. Croc's origins trace back to his genetic mutation, which caused his appearance and abilities to deviate from human norms. He often serves as a foe to Batman, though his motivations are driven by his own survival and personal desires, rather than pure malice. While Croc has been portrayed as a ruthless gangster in some versions, his role as an outcast often plays into his character, depicting him as someone struggling with his identity and humanity. Killer Croc is skilled in hand-to-hand combat and is often shown as being able to endure great physical punishment. He has appeared in numerous storylines, including The Long Halloween, 1996 to 1997, and Batman: Arkham Asylum, 2009. Croc has also been depicted in various media adaptations, including animated series and The Suicide Squad 2016 film. Mr. Freeze, whose real name is Victor Fries, is a DC supervillain first appearing in Batman number 121, 1959. He is a scientist specializing in cryogenics who became a criminal after an accident involving his freezing technology left him unable to survive in normal temperatures. His need to stay in sub-zero conditions is the key to his existence and powers, as his body is permanently frozen. Mr. Freeze is often depicted as a tragic figure, driven by a desire to find a cure for his terminally ill wife, Nora, who was placed in cryogenic suspension. His freezing devices, including his freeze gun, allow him to immobilize opponents and create destructive ice constructs. Freeze's criminal activities are typically motivated by his search for a cure, though he also seeks vengeance against those he blames for his condition.